She's just a girl, but she's on fire.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Ali Alvarez, and today I want to talk to you about stepping into your own personal power and creating posture for your life and your business and what that can do for you. So I'm going to teach you a few tools that you can use that will help you step into your power more quickly, and this is really useful in the world of in the home business field, on the network marketing and internet marketing field. If we're new, if we're entrepreneurs just stepping onto our path and we're in this learning curve, sometimes we don't feel that we're in a place of, as we present our business to others, we don't always feel that we're standing on our own 2 feet in a really solid way. And that shows up and it reflects how other people perceive our business and perceive us as we're presenting our business out into the world. So I'm going to show you a couple key tools that will be really, really helpful and really, really valuable to you. So if we essentially look at, they call it posturing in the sort of the internet MLM field. The sort of posturing is how you hold yourself. And you look at what the word posture is, right? And on a physical realm of our physical being is, you can look at people on the street, and if they're slumped in, they're actually holding a physical posture of their body. And it can tell you a lot about who that person is, how they hold their body. You can tell if they're proud and confident. You can tell if they're holding depression or weakness in their body. That information gives us a lot. Posturing in the world of home business, network marketing, entrepreneurship is not just how we hold our physical body, but how do we hold our business, and how are we showing what we have to offer, the services and the value that we have to offer others. How do we hold that? And if we're not in our own personal power, we're going to hold that actually kind of weak, and it's going to work against us as we're working to share what we have to offer to others in the world. So the first thing we need to look at is ourselves, and is our own sense of personal power. And it does come back to personal development, working on your mindset, and cleaning the house of you. We've kind of talked about this in other videos, and we're going to go a little bit deeper and really specific on the posture element today. This is a really good one. So pay attention closely. There's going to be a lot of great information for you here today, which is, I think you're going to be able to take away and use both in your life and in your business. So the other night I was at a party and I got engaged in a conversation with someone, and we were just simply talking about this person and what they were doing in the world and what was holding them back. And as I sat there in the conversation with this gentleman, I really began to see what the concept of posturing is all about. Sort of this aha light bulb went off in my own mind, because I was able to see, and posturing is one of those things, and a lot of this is it's one of those esoteric things that we know about, but how do you see it? How do you recognize it? How do you mold it like clay so that you can actually use it to bring your life up in a better direction? So I'm sitting there in conversation with this gentleman, and I was able to see very clearly where he was holding himself back, how he was resisting his life, and how he wanted to hold on to what was not working. And I could play that game with him. I could coddle him. I could say, yes, you're right. I could try to hold his hand. Or I could step back, be in my own power in the situation, and not be in a place of fixing him, because that's not my job. It's his job to fix him. But what allowed me to see more clearly who he was the fact that I cleaned house on who I am. And what I've observed in my own life is the more that I have confronted my own field of complaining and blaming and sitting in the seat of excuses, the more I cleaned house on that, the more I was able to see that field in other people. And it's really, if you look at any relationship, and that's where, if you're looking at posture and personal power, It's you holding the mirror of you up to someone else who's holding the mirror of them, right? And these reflections are hitting back upon each other. And so when we get clear about who we are, we can actually have a visual sense of and be more clear about who other people are. And that is part of the journey. And that's actually part of like the deliciousness of this journey, is that as we grow and we step into our own power, we give permission to others to do the same. And posturing is one of those magical things that it's not pretending to be something that you're not. It's you authentically stepping into the power of who you are, so that you allow someone else to make up their own mind. You allow someone else to be where they are. If they are attached and committed to their excuses, you can call it out to them, but you don't need to fix them. You can, sitting in the seat of your power, say, this is what I'm observing in you. And are you willing to see that in yourself? And without being attached to the result. Because if you are in power and authentic with who you are, what this other person chooses to do with their life is not necessarily going to make a difference in your life, with the exception of if their life is raised by ineffective being in relationship with you, then your life gets raised further. But you're not attached to the result of the needing them to be in communication or be a part of their business. You're not, in effect, relying on them to join your business to raise you up. Does that make sense? And I think that's where we get stymied a little bit in network marketing or the home business realm, is that if we're not in our power, we're sometimes relying on someone else's energy field or energy and ideas to raise our own business up. And that's not the point here. The point is that regardless of what the external world is showing you, you are carving the path of your own personal power and you're stepping into your business. And as you do that, your business will build, because you're attracting people who like what you have to offer and like who you are being in the world. That is your posture. And it does come back constantly to taking responsibility for who you are and what you're willing to accept in yourself. And you'll start to see is that if you offer yourself, your own being, love, support, confidence, if you feed yourself these things, you step into your power. If you clean house and you get rid of these vices of not taking responsibility, wanting to make excuses for yourself, you clean house on that. And so you're basically really not allowing yourself to create an excuse. So when you hear that excuse rise up in yourself, in your own mind field of, well, that's not going to work because A, B, C, D, E, and G. I know the alphabet. I just screwed it up. That's okay. We're learning. I have a 5-year-old and we're relearning the alphabet. So when you're willing to not let your own excuses rise up and take power over you, when you look at that excuse and you go, you call yourself out on the excuse, and you say, and you rise above that. And instead of taking on the excuse as your truth, you take that excuse and you go, how do I eradicate this? How do I rise my own mindscape above this excuse and create what I want to create? Then you step into, what do you need?
I want some Play-Doh.
You want some Play-Doh? Okay.
I want some Play-Doh in my room.
In your room. All right, we're going to get Play-Doh and I will finish this thought. Promise we're going somewhere with it. In effect, it's really about, in the beginning when we're working to establish our own posture, it's cleaning the house of yourself. That's really the main step. And it's looking for places where you lose power. Do you lose power in places of conflict or in the fields of emotion, if there's emotional stuff that rises up? Sometimes we can actually lose power in our physical realm because we're not eating well, we're not sleeping well, we're not taking care of our bodies. We can lose power in a lot of different ways. And so you want to be able to look at yourself objectively and constructively from a place of love and saying, okay, how do I raise myself up? Where am I losing power in my life, and how do I get that back? And just by being in the place of inquiry, our answers will start to come back to us, and we're going to start to be able to see more clearly how we can step into our own power. And so this is the very beginning of 2014 as I film this, and so I wish this for you, for this next year ahead of us, that you are able to unearth the places that you need to bring a little attention and awareness to, and that blossoms into a seed of something really amazing and successful for your own business and your own life. So with very deepest respect and gratitude, thank you so much for tuning in, as always. And please leave comments and thoughts below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you are not already a part of my email list, you can get access to all the videos and other things that I offer to my list by putting your email in below and opting in, and you'll be connected with me. And if you want to join the work I'm doing with Empower Network, I'd love to have you aboard. I'm part of my team. I'll be part of your mentorship as well as all my other mentors. You get the whole piece of us, you get the whole team. You can also get more information by being on my list about joining as well. So have an awesome day, and look forward to working with you. Bye.